Market has just opened. Make sure my broker right. Market has just opened. If you don't know, I do these trading sessions just to journal my trades and also to help you guys out. So let me make sure my stuff is right. We already had a big move. CPI data came out. We had that big move already happen. So we really got to watch the market today. We also have Powell speaking at 10 a.m. He had another testimony this morning. So wouldn't be surprised if I see some chop in the session today. Not gonna lie. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some chop, man. What it do, Eric? Good morning. Good morning. What it do? What it do, Mason? Mason, good morning. Good morning. So yeah, CPI data came out. And the market really didn't like what happened. So you see we dropped down, SPY dropped down under 600. We all came down and we're pretty bearish right now. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we can find us a move. Powell does speak at 10 a.m. Another testimony, probably gonna be 2 hours again. So yesterday the moves really didn't happen until after he got done with his testimony and all them questioning him and stuff. So let's see what happens. And if y'all see something that I don't see, let me know in the chat. I'm gonna pull up all right. Did MU drop off yesterday? A little bit. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can find today. Let's see what we can find. We got on a 2-minute chart. See what SPY and QQQ doing. Not really doing nothing early. SPY, the 600 level on SPY is the main thing that we gonna watch. If we get rejected off of 600, you know we probably gonna be pretty bearish. AVGO. All right. So don't mind me, guys. Y'all know if I get quiet, I'm just looking at a chart real closely. So I'll let you guys know if I take any trade. Y'all know how we do. Two-minute. So yeah, Powell does speak at 10 a.m. Another testimony. Probably gonna be choppy as hell until he speaks. We really didn't really get no movement yesterday until after he was done. So AVGO is moving up. Look at Broadcom. NVIDIA, AMD showing it's a little strong. Really ain't got enough candles to really see what's going on. Tesla. Tesla with the pullback went up, pulled back to open price, rejecting off of open price right here. Oh yeah. That was a nice early entry on Tesla. I didn't take it, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see if we can break this pre-market high. Mindful Matters. Good morning. Good morning. Damn, Tesla. I should have took that right there. It's all good. I should have took that right there though. That right there. Shit. Damn, that bitch went up $3. It went to 331 to 335. Damn. Damn, Tesla. That's how you gonna do me? But it's still early though. Damn, Amazon dropping off. Damn, that was a good entry right there too. Still early though. See if we can get a retest or something. SPY is trying to get over this 600 level. That's the level we watching on SPY. Let's see if Amazon can retest. Damn, that was a good fucking scalp on Tesla. If I would have caught it. In today's session, guys, I would be scalping. What it do, Garber? What it do, Garber? He said CVS. I would be scalping, guys, because very volatile market this week. All scalping means get in, get out, get your money, get out. Damn, CVS broke above pre-market high. Okay. Damn, Tesla. All right, SPY, QQQ strong. SPY is getting up above this 600. Let's see if we can stay above 600. See if SPY gonna stay above 600. We need SPY to stay above 600 and hold the level. I'm gonna load up Tesla calls though, because Tesla. Let's see what happens. I need Tesla to get over my level though, my pre-market high right here. I could be aggressive and take the early entry, but Let's see. Let me see. I'm gonna load up Tesla calls. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see if we get rejected off of this 600. I ain't even gonna rush it today. I'm gonna wait. See if we get above the 600 level and stay up above it. That'll give me confirmation that we're gonna stay bullish for a little minute. See if spot can get above VWAP right here. We got 16 seconds on the candle. I'm watching Tesla though. I'm watching Tesla. I like this Tesla right here. Let me see what else doing anything. Microsoft just gave an entry. See if Tesla holds this. I'll take an entry. All right, guys. I'm in Tesla calls. I'm just taking the breakout of the pre-market high. That's what I'm taking. Now, if we drop down below this pullback candle right here, I'll get out. I'm just taking a break of this pre-market high. I'm gonna scalp this real quick. I'm not in heavy at all. See if we can get a push off of this damn pre-market high. Like I said, yes, I do lose. You don't have to get in if you don't want to. Remember that. It is a volatile market right now. But we're going to see what Tesla wants to do above this pre-market high. We're getting rejected a little bit. Got QQQ very bullish. SPY trying to get bullish. Hopefully Tesla can catch up. Let's see what happens though. Stop loss below this pullback counter right here, this red counter right here. If we hit our stop loss, setup just ain't work. We'll move to the next stock. Damn, look like Tesla want to get rejected. Come on, SPY strong, QQQ strong. Tesla need to get up above this 336. Tesla been very weak. I think Tesla is ready to recover. Let's see though. I'm gonna hold it. This 9 EMA is my stop loss. Everything is breaking out right now. NVIDIA breaking out. AMD breaking out a little bit. Meta. Come on, Tesla. Let's go. Give me something. See that level on SPY. All right, so 602 on SPY. It's a 200 moving average. I'm up 5% on Tesla. 602 right here is the 200 moving average hourly. So I would definitely expect the damn rejection right here. No lie. Sitting at break even right now. If you're scared, you can exit. I'm gonna stay in for a minute, see if we can get some out of Tesla right quick. I'm in Tesla calls. I'm up 1% right now. Pulling back a little bit. It is 9:46 on the clock. Probably really ain't gonna get no movement. Powell speaking. Let's see though. All right, SPY breaking out a little bit. Come on, bro. Let me turn this heat off right quick. All right, look at SPY and QQQ breaking out. Why Tesla don't want to break out today? Come on, Tesla. QQQ got all green candles. Look at that. Everybody trying to recover, I guess. Powell does speak at 10 a.m. Powell does speak at 10 a.m. Look like we're gonna have to wait on QQQ. I need SPY to get above 601 at least. But the hourly on SPY, the hourly 200 moving average is sitting right there. See it right there? That's the hourly on SPY. Look at this bullshit right here. Down 11% on Tesla. This 9 EMA right here is my stop loss. If we break it and can't hold it, I will exit. We sitting at my stop right now. We only down 15%. All right, we bouncing off the 9 EMA. Man. This is why I call it an aggressive entry. See, usually I would wait for it to sit above the pre-market high, but kind of try to get a little quick scalp in real quick. Let's see if we can recover though. Yeah, we bouncing back. Fuck Tesla. Don't want to recover. All right, guys, I'm out of Tesla. Fuck, man. I lost 20% right there. Just on that play. That ain't my whole account. Look at this shit, man. QQQ, SPY, Tesla, going the opposite way. Oh, man. It's crazy. QQQ breaking out, SPY breaking out. Tesla is a tech stock. Tesla want to pull back. But to be honest, we don't even have really great movement. See how small the candles are? But it's still moving though, so that's crazy. I couldn't get a damn scalp off of Tesla, but it's all good. All this dumbass news and shit this week. But yeah, Powers is about to speak in about 10 minutes. See if I can pull it up real quick. You got to be patient in this game, man. You got to be real patient. I will take this SPY reject if I can get a goddamn. Look at Tesla. Oh, bitch ass. This will happen right here. Soon as you get out, they want to break out. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens. I just know Tesla finna go, man. I'll wait on this speech though. Look at the uptrend. Tesla about to go. Look at that. We already got rejected once right here. Now we got over that. We just need to hold it. That's what I want to see. We can't hold a level. Tesla, man, y'all know Tesla moved $35 yesterday. Tesla moved $35 yesterday. Look at this shit. From 349 all the way 325. I don't know if my math right, but around there, about 30 something dollars. All right. Let's see if we get rejected. I'm watching this SPY rejection right here. I know we probably gonna get rejected because SPY is sitting. It's going right up to the 200 moving average right here. This green candle, that's the hourly candle, is going up to that 200 moving average. Every time we went up, we got rejected. Look at that, rejected, rejected. Look at that, rejected. When we was on top, it acted as support. Support. See that? Support. All right, I'm gonna go to 5-minute chart too. Damn, Tesla old bitch ass, bro. It pissed me off. It's all good though. All right, we on the 5-minute charts. So undecisive market. Undecisive. Look at Meta. Powell is about to speak in a minute, so let's see what he's talking about. I swear I wanted a quick scout, man. Looked like I should have scout SPY QQQ. Fucking Tesla, stupid ass. Now Tesla rejecting off of it. The event begins in about 3 minutes. Powell about to drop the entire market as soon as he speaks. Oh no, we'll see. I hope so. Shit. I get in QQQ real quick if you do that. But I don't know. That speech yesterday went about 2 hours, so who knows what they're gonna talk about today? Probably the same shit. Yeah, we really ain't have too much movement. First 30 minutes. A little bit, not a lot. 2 minutes till Powell speaks.
Yeah, let me know what you guys can hear.
Yo, just like yesterday, right before Powell spoke, real choppy. Very indecisiveness. But SPY is definitely about to reject off of this 200 moving average. If it can get up there. All right. 601. It's got about $1. SPY got about $1 till it get to that 200 moving average. That 602 right there. SPY gonna drop off. How much you want to bet? Damn, I should have took that first Tesla breakout. Oh, SPY rejecting. I told you it's gonna reject off of that 200 moving average.
waiting for them to start. I'm not sure what's going on with them right now, but they haven't started yet. Just wait around.
Guys, we're just waiting on Powell's speech. Powell's speech. I know whatever he say, his testimony, he can move the market pretty heavy. So I did take a light entry on QQQ puts. You ain't gotta take risks like me, but I did take a light entry on QQQ puts just because I know my opinion is SPY is about to reject off of that 200 moving average right there. That 200 moving average right here.
The house almost never gets this right. Yeah, here's the policy report. Waiting for them to start. He
about to speak in a minute. Still waiting. Had a lot of data. Had CPI this morning. Pretty sure they'll talk about that. What's that CPI? I don't know. It's all kind of shit coming out. Y'all see it's dropping down. I'm up 10% on my QQQ puts. I didn't take no kind of setup. I just took the fact that SPY is at that 200 moving average. I'm up 17% right now on QQQ puts.
The House Committee for Financial Services.
20%. 22%. All right, I'm gonna trim right here. I'll just hold it through this speech. I literally just got in as soon as I told you guys. There wasn't no kind of setup. It was just I seen SPY touching that 200 moving average. I'm only in runners though. Only in runners on QQQ puts. I told you guys this 602 right here is a big rejection zone. Meaning the 200 moving average is sitting right here. On the hourly chart. That orange line running right there, that's the last 200. The moving averages of the last 200 candles. That's all that is right there. It is a very strong resistance or support level. Let's see what Powell gonna talk about today. Let's see. I'm still up 15% on my runners, QQQ puts. Let's see if we can get some more out of it. My stop loss is up here, this consolidation right here. Damn, he still ain't speaking yet. Still waiting on Powell to start speaking.
Yeah, so they haven't had any remarks yet. The House is just 5 minutes late here, guys.
Look like the House is 5 minutes late. They still waiting.
You kind of hear from the background
Look at Tesla.
speaking, but they haven't really like given anything mute the background noise until it.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing going on. Check out Amazon. Not really doing nothing. We're on the 5-minute chart. Google went up, came down, got rejected, just like SPY did. Microsoft, same thing. AMD opened up a little choppy. Broadcom, same thing. We ain't got no movement really in the market. Everybody's anticipating Powell's speech or testimony. SPY went up a little bit, got rejected. QQQ, same thing. Meta looked like it got even a harder rejection. All right, QQQ is moving. I'm up 31% on my QQQ puts. Up 38% on QQQ puts.
This hearing is titled "The Federal Reserve Semi-Annual Monetary Policy."
All right, they just started with the speech right now.
I will note that at the outset, this hearing is a hard stop at 1 p.m., which we will strictly observe. I'll now recognize myself for 4 minutes for an opening statement. Welcome, Chairman Powell. Thank you for being with us today. For the last 4 years, inflation has crushed Americans. Today, it takes $1.21 to purchase what just cost $1 in January of 2021.
I'm still in QQQ puts. I'm gonna just hold them through this speech, see what happens. I already took a trim, so I'm only in runners.
By a combination of irresponsible fiscal policy, supply chain disruptions, but also by, in my view,
Look at
the Federal
Amazon.
Reserve fighting the last war.
That's a
Staying
nice move on
too low
Amazon.
for too long. Chairman Powell, you and I have discussed that previous hearings of the Fed, like many others, assumed that the pre-pandemic era of low inflation and low interest rates would continue. This belief is one of the reasons the Fed changed its monetary policy framework in August 2020, only 7 months before inflation began its 4-decade steep march upward in March of 2020.
I'm still up 20% on my
In hindsight,
QQQ
the
puts.
adoption of the so-called flexible
Still up
average
20%.
inflation targeting appears ill-timed and ill-fitted for a post-pandemic world. As the Fed undertakes a review of its monetary policy framework, you must account for the lessons of the last 4 years and think about what's ahead over the horizon, not what has been. The Fed has made progress on inflation, but it's the last mile seems the hardest. As Bank of America economist Stephen Juneau said yesterday, inflation is stuck above target with risks to the upside. In August 2022, with inflation raging, you gave a speech that echoed some of your predecessors as chair. You vowed to keep at it till we're confident the job is done. It's a vow you should fulfill. With this morning's confirmation that inflation is well above the 2% target at 3% and making move upwards, other economic indicators are positive. As you reported yesterday, a low inflation rate, solid GDP growth, and financial conditions continue to support expansion and investment. This is not a time to say that there are no risks, but some perhaps unseen. However, these risks in comparison to the risks of a resurgence of inflation present are modest. Given the already high prices due to President Biden's inflation, Americans simply cannot afford further price increases at the grocery store and gas pump. Such a resurgence would likely force the Fed to begin another tightening cycle, making mortgages, credit cards, and small business loans unattainable for many. That's why I urge the Fed to forge ahead with its monetary policy duties until you're confident the mission is complete and price stability has been restored. The fact is, over the past decade, we've witnessed too many distracting additional mandates, diluting the Fed's core mission of price stability. This is the reason we formed the Task Force on Monetary Policy, treasury market resilience, and economic.
We're waiting on
prosperity
Powell
that will be led
testimony.
by
That's all we're
Chairman
doing,
Frank
guys.
Lucas. The task force purpose
I'm still in
is to
QQQ
ensure
put
that the monetary policy
22%
actions of the Fed
on the
are
runners.
put under a magnifying glass and prioritized for this committee. And I look forward to our first hearing of the task force. I now want to turn to some of the other Fed responsibilities: bank regulation and supervision. The Fed was created by Congress to be an independent agency.
35%.
The intent is to insulate the Federal Reserve's monetary policy from political influence. Unfortunately, in the last 2.5 years of the Biden administration, the Fed took on serious liberties with its independence in the areas of supervision. In law, Federal Vice Chair for Supervision is to develop policy recommendations that then are been brought to the Board of Governors for consideration. In my estimation, over the years, you and the board have been too deferential to the statutory Vice Chairman for Supervision. Vice Chair Barr turned the Basel III endgame rulemaking into a partisan attempt to propose a massive hike on capital on American banks, making them less competitive. The Fed has a chance right now to get back on the right
40%.
track and preserve its independence for the long-term benefit of the American people. And with that, I yield back. Chair recognizes Mr. Lucas, the chair of the Monetary Policy Treasury Market
46%.
Prosperity Task Force, for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. While there are differences of approach in this room, a bipartisan guiding principle is that maximizing economic growth is the path to economic prosperity. It is the single greatest factor in delivering opportunity and improving the quality of life for the folks.
All right. I took 50%. I'm gonna take another entry in a minute.
Play an important role in economic stability. With the 5-year review of the monetary policy framework underway, I hope this will be an opportunity to evaluate the effectiveness of the Fed's toolkit and its vast influence on the lives of every American. The creation of the new monetary policy, treasury market resilience, and economic prosperity task force will afford us the opportunity to dive deeper into this topic. Chairman Powell, thank you for being here. There are real issues that deserve our attention, and I hope today will be
Took my
productive.
50% on
Your
QQQ.
testimony on the state of the economy, where we're at, and where we're headed. Yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields back. The chair recognizes Mr. Vargas, the ranking member of the Monetary Policy, Treasury Market Resilience, and Economic Prosperity Task Force, for 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Ranking Member. And thank you, Chairman Powell, both for your years of public service and for appearing before our committee today. As a ranking member of the newly formed Monetary Policy, Treasury Market Resilience, and Economic Prosperity Task Force, I look forward to working with Chairman Lucas and the rest of my colleagues to address these important issues. The research is clear. Independent central banks perform better in carrying out their mandates than politically motivated central banks.
Yesterday, market really didn't move that much until they got done with the speech. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same thing today. Powell is has a second testimony today.
Has been criticized by
Damn,
some,
Amazon.
it continues to serve Americans well. It has not prevented the Fed from making substantial progress on driving down inflation, all the while avoiding a recession, which many saw as inevitable. I look forward to your testimony, Chairman Powell, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. I'd like to turn to the gentleman from Michigan and yield to him for a point of personal privilege. Mr. Heisinger.
Thank you, Chairman Hill. And as we all know, all good things must come to an end. And I want to take a minute to recognize someone who is leaving the committee, but has been an integral part of the oversight work Republicans have done over the last 5 years. Although Nicole Vo is all of 29 years old, something that we tease her about on a fairly regular basis, I quickly realized that despite her physical stature, she was a force to be reckoned with. Her dedication to my team, this committee, her colleagues, and this institution are something that we all should aspire to achieve. And Nicole has effectively served in various roles, from a professional staff member right out of law school to now Deputy General Counsel in this particular Congress. And her time with the committee, Nicole has worked on or led investigations into Sam Bankman-Fried, the bank collapses of 2023, terrorist financing, culture and corruption at the FDIC, and the SEC's climate disclosure rule. Just
Powell ain't said nothing
and
yet.
I've sat through her questioning, and it's fierce and tenacious and directed. Myself,
That
my
was a good
team,
exit
and
on
frankly, the
QQQ
whole
too.
Financial Services Committee team can't thank Nicole enough for her work and what she has done on behalf of this organization. And like all good staffers, she has become a confidant, a sounding board, has the ability to say no in a very nice way, but in a very tough way as well. And although Nicole will be leaving the committee, her contributions will not be forgotten and are deeply cherished. So thank you, Nicole. We deeply appreciate all of your work, and I yield back.
Mr. Chairman, we welcome your testimony. Chairman Powell, you'll be recognized for 5 minutes to give an oral presentation of your testimony. Without objection, your written statement will be made part of the record. You're now recognized for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. There you go.
Ranking Member Waters and other members of the committee, I appreciate the opportunity to present the Federal Reserve's semi-annual monetary policy report. The Federal Reserve remains squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and price stability for the benefit of the American people. The economy is strong overall and has made significant progress toward our goals over the past 2 years. Labor market conditions have cooled from their formerly overheated state and remain solid. Inflation has moved much closer to our 2% longer run goal, though it remains somewhat elevated. We are attentive to the risks on both sides of our mandate. I will review the current economic situation before turning to monetary policy. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. GDP rose 2.5% in 2000.
Mr. Chairman, can we ask you to pull your mic a little closer, please? Thank you so much.
Sure. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a solid pace. GDP rose 2.5% in 2024, bolstered by resilient consumer spending.
We're waiting on a reaction off of
appears to have declined in the
anything
fourth
he can
quarter,
say.
but was solid for the year overall.
You just gotta watch the market and listen to him.
Following weakness in the middle of last
Yeah, I
year,
know it's kind of boring, but
activity in the housing sector seems to have stabilized. In the labor market, conditions remain solid and appear to have stabilized. Payroll job gains averaged 189,000 per month over the past 4 months. Following earlier increases, the unemployment rate has been steady since the middle of last year and at 4% in January remains low. Nominal wage growth has eased over the past year and the jobs to workers gap has narrowed. Overall, a wide set of indicators suggests that conditions in the labor market are broadly in balance. The labor market is not a source of significant inflationary pressures. Strong labor market conditions in recent years have narrowed long-standing disparities in employment and earnings across demographic groups. Inflation has eased significantly over the past 2 years, but remains somewhat elevated relative to our 2% longer run goal. Total PCE prices rose 2.6% over the 12 months ending in December, and excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.8%. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households, businesses, and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. Since last September, the FOMC lowered the policy rate by a full percentage point from its peak, after having maintained the target range for the federal funds rate at 5.25% to 5.5% for 14 months. That recalibration of our policy stance was appropriate in light of progress on inflation and the cooling in the labor market. Meanwhile, we've continued to reduce
going back up.
securities holdings. With our policy stance now significantly less restrictive than it had been and the economy remaining strong, we do not need to be in a hurry to adjust our policy stance. We know that reducing policy restraint too fast or too much could hinder progress on inflation. At the same time, reducing policy restraint too slowly or too little could unduly weaken economic activity and employment. In considering the extent and timing of additional adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the FOMC will assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. As the economy evolves, we will adjust our policy stance in a manner that best promotes our maximum employment and price stability goals. If the economy remains strong and inflation does not continue to move sustainably toward 2%, we can maintain policy restraint for longer. If the labor market were to weaken unexpectedly, or if inflation were to fall more quickly than anticipated, we can ease policy accordingly. We are attentive to the risks to both sides of our dual mandate, and policy is well positioned to deal with the risks and uncertainties that we face. This year, we're conducting our second periodic review of our monetary policy strategy, tools, and communications, a framework used to pursue our congressionally assigned goals. The focus of this review is on the FOMC's Statement on Longer Run Goals and Monetary Policy Strategy, which articulates the committee's approach to monetary policy, and on the committee's policy communications tools. The committee's 2% longer run inflation goal will be retained and will not be a focus of the review. Our review will include outreach and public events involving a wide range of parties, including Fed Listens events around the country and a research conference in May. We will take on board the lessons of the last 5 years and adapt our approach where appropriate to best serve the American people to whom we are accountable. We intend to wrap up the review by late summer. Let me conclude by emphasizing that at the Fed, we'll do everything we can to achieve the dual mandate goals Congress set for monetary policy. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing inflation sustainably to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. Thank you, and I look forward to our questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman yields back. I want to recognize the ranking member of the full committee, Mrs. Waters, California, for a 4-minute opening statement.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome, Chair Powell, to our country is on the precipice of an economic disaster unlike anything we've seen in recent memory. Trump promised lower prices for working class families. We're seeing the exact opposite. In fact, grocery prices are rising. According to the Labor Department, eggs are up 40%, more expensive than they were even a year ago. In my home state of California, we've seen eggs as high as $9 and more for a dozen. Inflation is rising, and it is up to 3% for the first time since June. And other staples are about to get more expensive as Trump levies new taxes on steel and aluminum. America's consumers and businesses are facing uncertainty and chaos. This is all because Trump and his unelected billionaire co-president Elon Musk are taking a sledgehammer to our economy and democracy. In recent days, they attempted to illegally kill the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the same agency created after the financial crisis of 2008. Since its inception, CFPB has successfully fought on behalf of.
We listening to Powell's testimony and watching how the market reacts off of it. We listening to Powell's testimony. All they're doing is speaking right now.
Back to families who were swindled. Chair Powell, you explained yesterday that with the CFPB shutdown, there is no agency to supervise big banks to ensure they follow consumer finance law. In the face of these illegal, cruel, and relentless attacks, Chair Hill, it is both urgent and critical that you immediately convene a long overdue hearing with CFPB Acting Director Vaught, members of Congress, and importantly, the American public deserves answers as to why Musk and his Doge minions are in possession of sensitive consumer information and what they are doing with it. Additionally, Trump is simultaneously threatening import taxes on U.S. companies that will increase the cost of groceries and other basic supplies for all. Trump is freezing funds for housing assistance and community development and whittling down the federal workforce so that his billionaire boys club can suck any of these workers' salaries into their own pockets. This is all part of Trump's Project 25 playbook. You know what else he's taken from Project 2025, Chair Powell? Their plan to eliminate the Fed. We're watching this play out as Trump doubles down on his efforts to gut the independence of the Fed. As we have seen with demands that you drop rates immediately. In fact, his co-president Musk attacked Fed independence in a tweet earlier this year. Chair Powell, I know you have been adamant about the independence of the Fed and have thus far resisted pressure from Trump. But after your decision to eliminate DEI initiatives following Trump's illegal order, I'm concerned that Trump has more influence over you than you let on. I speak for all of my colleagues on the Democratic side when I say that you must stand firm in defending the Fed's independence. Reject any attempt by Elon Musk and his Doge minion to gain access to the Fed, its systems and data, and speak forcefully about what's at stake for our economy. The American public must hear from you, our central bank, today.
Gentlewoman,
Go back.
gentlewoman yields back. I yield myself 5 minutes for questions. Thank you again, Chairman Powell, for being with us. Let me start with the Fed's bank regulation and supervisory function. As I mentioned in my opening statement, over the past 2.5 years, the outgoing Vice Chair for Supervision has pushed new regulations that would move the United States towards a one-size-fits-all approach to prudential regulation that disregards the congressional mandate that's been quite clearly established for regulators to tailor bank regulation based on an institution's size, complexity, and risk profile. Earlier this year, the Fed board announced that Michael Barr would be stepping down from his position as vice chair on February 28th, 2025, or earlier, should a successor be confirmed. Significantly, the board also announced at that time that it does not intend to take up any major rulemakings until a vice chair for supervision successor is confirmed.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this shit a couple minutes.
Discuss
I ain't
this
gonna
with
watch
you.
the whole
I've got
thing.
Concerns about that. You're not abdicating your supervisory response while we wait around for a vice chair for supervision. Do you agree that it's the Board of Governors that has the responsibility for bank supervision policy?
I do, and I would also agree that we need to carry on with our regulatory and supervisory duties. We can't take a holiday, and we will proceed with the things that we should be proceeding with.
You testified in the Senate yesterday, and know you enjoyed time with the senators, and you talked a little bit about Basel III Endgame. And again, in my opening statement, I talked about that the intent was to harmonize those rules, true for the largest institutions in the world, but also do that in a way that's capital neutral. And many of us here in Congress on both sides of the aisle felt like Vice Chairman Barr's approach was gold plating already high standards for American banks. You testified yesterday that you think bank capital levels are about right for those large institutions. Would you tell the committee today that it's your intent to repropose a Basel III endgame approach, just speaking on behalf of the Fed only, not the other supervisors, and that it be take into account the comments and that it be generally capital neutral?
We do intend to repropose Basel III Endgame, and we intend to do that just as soon as we can get together with the new leadership at the two other banking agencies. And as I mentioned, I think we can do that pretty promptly once those people are in place. I look forward to doing that. My long-held view, as I've said in many of these hearings, is that capital in the banking system for the largest banks is at about right. And that would be my starting point on going into these discussions. But I do want to defer. I do want to, leave it for my upcoming, new leadership at those agencies to have their own views on that.
I think that's important. I think it needs to be coordinated and harmonized among our supervisory agencies. And I do want you to take into account how Basel III Endgame proposal interacts with other pending rules, whether they're on liquidity or the other things like operating risk in the companies. I think that was a lot of centrality of the comments that we saw on your Barr proposal. Turning to monetary policy, looking back at 2020 and 2021, I was looking at all the principal monetary policy rules that you report in your semi-annual report. And had you followed any of the monetary policy rules that you track, they would have had you tighten sooner in the cycle rather than waiting. And I think that could have reflected, maybe not seen us have a 40-year high in inflation. Using the benefit of hindsight, do you think you should have looked at those rules more closely in the open market operations and tightened sooner?
I will say, and I've said before, that hindsight suggests that it would have been good if we had tightened earlier. I don't know how much difference that would have made, but I'd be very careful with those rules. Those rules in the middle of last year suggested that our policy rate was a couple hundred basis points too high. You know, so we need to. They're a starting point, not an ending point. Is
Right. But we've had this conversation before. The point is that they do offer a roadmap, and you do mention them in writing in your monetary policy reports, except for one time during the pandemic. And I think, though, that you're adding that to your reference point and your forward guidance and in your communications, I think would be important. Can you tell us about the review of the inflation targeting and when you expect to complete that?
Expect to complete it by the late in the summer this year. We're just beginning it now, and we're going to look at all the decisions that we made, why we made them back in 2020. We're going to ask ourselves what's changed. We're going to be open to criticism and good ways of thinking about it, and I think we'll make appropriate, discrete adjustments.
I thank you for being with us today, and I turn to the ranking member of the full committee, Mrs. Waters, for 5 minutes for your questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It is no secret that President Trump, what he wants to do, that he wants to do away with the Federal Reserve altogether. He said he knows interest rates much better than you do. I want you to know that some of us here have been fighting to make sure.
All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up, man. Y'all know I like to stay on about an hour. Powell's still speaking, but when he gets done, the market will probably move. It's choppy as hell right now, but you ain't really gonna get no movement until they done speaking. So you can YouTube that Powell speech. You can listen to him once he gets done. The market probably gonna move. I'll probably come back, look at this market here later, but I gotta make a run right quick. But I will be back tomorrow at 9:30, guys. Y'all guys take it easy and have a good day.